Patrick Jordan. Jordan said he and collaborators Dave Mansueto and Pete Spinda initially expected a shorter run.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you? Welcome back. This is Alone Together Pittsburgh, streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am your host, Patrick Jordan. We are here right now on episode 171 of week 56 of the straight run of this show. Rob Hurst, that's right. You can wait, sir. I know you can. So anyway, thanks for being here with us. It's also my dad's birthday. So if you're watching right now,
happy birthday!
You see my dad, just tell him happy birthday when you see him out there. If you see him on the streets, which I doubt you will. But if you do, happy birthday, Dad. Love you. So anyway, it's crazy. If it's your first time watching the show, welcome. Thanks for bringing us on your home and mobile devices. We started the show at the beginning of the pandemic as a way to keep people together, keep a sense of community going. And it continues to this day, though we see a light at the end of this tunnel. We might be able to get through that light. We might be a part of that light, and then we will end this social streaming experiment. But till that day comes, we are still moving forward. Every night on the show, we talk about the COVID numbers. Allegheny County's COVID numbers were not super great. They're 598, if I'm not mistaken. 593 cases in Allegheny County today. So we're going up. We're trending in the wrong direction. You can control that. There are multiple ways, but the most important one, you could wear a mask. You put your mask on, make sure you wear it. Keep the social distancing going. I know it's nice outside. I know everybody wants to get back to what they're doing. Just keep the social distancing happening, right? Wear your mask when you can. Always wear it inside. Keep it, and when you're outside, wear it too. Keep washing your hands. Keep doing that. And really important right now, if you got a chance to get the vaccine, get that vaccine. In about a week, it's going to be open to everybody, no restrictions. And reports are coming out that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of shots are going unordered in a bunch of states. So we got to fix this. So let's, instead of just talking about the mask, Bruce Springsteen would tell you to wear the mask. But I'll tell you,
stick it in your butt.
Tell you to get the shot. So that's aside. A couple of things. So we got that out of the way. For you at home, ticking below us here, this is our Venmo at TogetherPGH. If you want to support us and the artists on the show, please kick in a couple of bucks. The money goes directly to artists. Anything you can give will be greatly appreciated. $1, $3, $5. It does not matter. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too big, obviously. And if you give $500 or more, you can be a guest on this show with us. You can join Dave and I and Pete, and we can all be here and we can just talk about whatever you want.
Give us a night off. You know what I mean? Maybe we want to, just chillax and you do the show. How about
we have had some takeovers. That would be nice. It would be, I think it's time. I think it's beyond time that we can make that happen. Anyway, got a fantastic show for everybody tonight. It is Friday. So, Natalie Besavenga is going to be here. We're going to do Ask Natalie Advice and 5 Minutes With. Right? You just saw it there. She's got my man, Ray Prunty, coming on. I'm very excited to see her interview with Ray. And also, it being Friday, we've got Dave BRACEY is going to be here talking local brews and some updates on the ever-changing Barrel and Flow Festival. They keep adding cool stuff, and tickets are on sale already. They're live. You got a couple of days to get in on that before you get 15% discount for an early bird special. So we're going to find out all about that. But if you've been watching, we've pretty much had a hot week of shows so far. Last night, Cyril Weck, the doctor, was here. Everyone's favorite forensic pathologist. He dropped knowledge for us on basically the stuff ripped from the headlines to even some Elvis tidbits. They're promoting Cyril, a film experience the Pittsburgh Playwrights Theater is putting forward. Last night we had Mark Southers. We had Mark Southers on. David Whalen was on. Sam Lothard was on. The director Andrew Paul was on. He had some technical difficulties, which was very fun. If you want to watch and check it out, that was hot. And then on Wednesday, John Gresh was tickling the ivories and our souls And, Doug Oster was here telling you when and what to plant right now. It's been a hot week, so it's going to keep on rolling. Dave, before we move on get to the guests on the show, I was thinking that maybe we should we've done the little jag-off polls the last couple of days, right? So I'm thinking maybe right now, instead of doing the little jag-off polls, we'll do
switch up.
We'll do a switch up. It's Friday, okay? It's Friday. Joe King, you might like this game. We want you to be a part of it, Joe King, if you're watching. I love this shirt too. So check this out. We are going to do it's going to be brought to you by Engine House 25, okay? It is for eh25.com is the website. That is a local winery. You can hit it up. The grapes come from everywhere, from Napa to Chile and everywhere in between. You can go to that website, EH25. You get $5 off per bottle if you tell them you found out about them from Alone Together Pittsburgh. And you will receive, you got free shipping from Engine House 25 right now during the pandemic. And they have curbside, and their tasting room has some hours right now. Go to EH25, find it out. So instead of doing the little jag-off bracket poll tonight, we're going to do everyone's favorite game show. It is sweeping the country by storm. It is, Dave, tell them what it is.
Oh, baby, you know I love it. It is none other than Dick Knows or No. Dick Knows or No. We're going to show you images from the internet. Famous people, random people, stolen images from the internet, and you got to tell us if it's a dick nose or not.
So
based on your limited input. You got to extrapolate details from the images we show you. Guess whether there's a dick nose. You want to know what a dick nose is? Patrick, okay, what is a dick nose?
Well, the graphic is on there. I'm sorry if there's any kids watching. Okay, it's people wearing their masks incorrectly. If your nose is out, there was a meme that was an inside joke.
Put your kids to bed.
Okay, put your kids to bed. That's what it is. So what we do is we scour the web and we scour our phones. If we see somebody wearing the mask correctly or incorrectly, and you get to choose, you as the audience get to vote in. I'm going to get quizzed once here, and we're going to bring that up to our guests as the night goes on. So, Dave, hit me one time. Give me one.
All right, you only get one. We're going to save the good ones for the good ones for the
contributors. Okay, great. Make it happen.
All right, here we go. I'm bringing it up on the screen. Boom. This is it. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This is Dick Knows or No, Patrick. And remember,
I got you. Okay,
you got to eat cold vegan hot dogs if you get this wrong.
Cold vegan hot dogs from IKEA. All right, I'm gonna say there's glasses on. It's cropped up high, so you would think that the mask is riding high, so you can't see it. I'm gonna say that is incorrect. I'm gonna say it is the nose is out.
You're gonna say the nose is out on this one.
The nose is out on this one.
What's that buzzing noise? Is that me? All right, let's check it out. You ready for this? There we go. Boom, Patrick. Boom.
His nose was out with a fine mustache, but that nose and mouth is out. That's just an incorrect wearing of the mask in general. And if you look in the reflection, somebody's camera's right in his face.
And I think those are imitation Oakleys too, just to add insult to injury.
All right. Okay, so there it is there. So boom. Okay, look, everybody at home has agreed with it. All right. So
we got one of our first. We rarely get comments from YouTube, so I just wanted to highlight this one.
Sure.
It said hi.
All right. Hi. Back to you, Gail, I guess. All right. So anyway, we are here. Let us get the show rolling. First up tonight in a Natalie Ben-Savenga doubleheader. Okay, we're starting out before we get to 5 minutes with my man Ray. At the end of the show, we're going to have right now Ask Natalie Advice with Natalie Ben-Savenga. We love the game show too, Rob Harris. There she is, Natalie. How you doing?
I am so happy to see you and to be here. And I'm so glad I saw Giselle and Joe King watching tonight. So hi, guys. Mwah. I love them. So I just wanted to do that. So.
They are the best.
They are.
As it were. And they're going to chime in on the game as we're going to get to that game later.
Yes.
I want to talk about some advice. Have you gotten any questions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, talk to me about it. So Natalie, if you don't know, Natalie's a nationally syndicated advice columnist, and she allows us to delve into that world with her as she discusses a couple of her choice questions that came in from the web.
So this one I'm actually just going to read because it's a little detailed and I don't want to miss any of the nuances. So is that okay if I just read it to you?
Please.
Okay. Dear Natalie, I'm engaged to an older man who I've been dating for the past few years. I've moved some of my clothing and other personal items from my house into an unused room in his house. He has a grown daughter who moved away many years ago, and she recently came home for a visit. She arrived while I was working, and when I drove home that day, I was horrified to see that all of my clothing and personal items were thrown on top of dirty boxes in the open and filthy garage. She was not happy that I used a closet and a dresser in her old room. So I immediately loaded my items back into my car. I was worried that she would blow up if I asked her about moving my belongings, so I didn't mention it. She never mentioned it either. And I addressed the issue with my fiance later, but he didn't feel the need to discuss it with her because he said she was going to be moving or leaving in a couple of days. So I'm afraid that she will always consider me an intruder. And I've suggested to my fiance that we look for another home to move into when we're married. But he doesn't want to buy another home, and he will not move into my house because I am farther from his favorite golf course. I cannot consider selling my home yet because I'm using it for storage. If this situation is not better by the time we're married, I'm wondering if I could consider buying myself a larger home in his neighborhood near the golf course and ask him to move in with me.
Where
You can't make that.
I didn't think this was possible. I didn't know this was like, I thought this was like I didn't know this was a thing that you could do, that you could like put your foot down like this. I didn't realize that it was just like, no, I don't want to. Yeah, I know it's terrible for you, but I live by this golf course. And instead of saying like, honey, can we work this out? No, let me just go buy a house in your neighborhood.
First of all, who are these people? It's amazing, just the whole situation. But what concerns me is no one's addressing the fact that this grown woman, his daughter, who's a grown-up, is throwing out this fiance's clothing that's in her old room, and the father's too afraid to speak to her about it. Like, there's just so many like red flags all over this whole situation.
Who's the woman again? Like, the woman that's throwing the clothes out?
That's his daughter. But she's an adult. She's a grown woman. She doesn't live in the house anymore, but she just didn't like the idea that his fiance was moving some of her things in. So she threw them in over?
How old is adult? Are we like, is she over 10?
It sounds like she's over 25 because he said she'd been moved out for like a while now. So it's not like she's certainly not a teenager.
Man, it's crazy when I hear these stories. I mean, because I've seen it. It's baffling to me. It's like a whole different, like, it's not even a different like language, a different vocabulary. I don't. It's totally different for me when I hear these things. But they happen.
They do.
I just not in my world.
Right. Right.
Wow. We're getting some commentary. Donna says run. Jackie says she needs to leave his ass. And his daughter would have got the business. Well, I'm not surprised. Hey Ray, what's going on, buddy? We're gonna see Ray. We're gonna hear from you in a little bit, buddy. Yeah. So this is crazy, man. Yeah.
So there was like a lot going on in this question because first of all, you have just this disrespect from the daughter and this incredible emotional impulsivity and like childish behavior. There's a lot going on with the daughter.
And the husband or the future husband dad is just like, whatever. She's leaving anyway. It's cool.
Right. Like clearly
and they're not going to address it. So moving forward, you kind of have to address this thing. I know it's going to be tough. Just even if you just talk about it and you agree to disagree, but you can't just, because Thanksgiving dinner is going to be real weird for the rest of your life. Exactly.
And I was explaining to the person that wrote me the letter that I think it's really important that you find a way forward here and figure out some boundaries or do something, because it's true. You're marrying a person, but you also are marrying into someone's family, and you really are marrying a family too, whether people want to admit that or not. It's the truth. And so she might be trying to blind herself a little bit here because she loves this person and she wants to be with him, but there needs to be a real conversation between her and her future husband about how they're going to handle this behavior. I mean, what else would this daughter
I agree, but the worst
thing, light her clothes on fire? I mean, I don't like what's next. It's just weird.
You don't know. It could go drastic one way or the other. It could be just a one-time thing, or it could be a pattern. But her logic, hopefully she was joking when she was like, I'm thinking I'll just buy a house.
I don't think she was.
in the neighborhood.
Right.
And just to make that like that's one of those things like, oh, he'll change.
Right.
He'll change after we get married, or he'll change after we have a kid, or he's totally going to change and not do this when, like, I mean, it's just, yeah.
And
I mean, you can't tell him to leave his daughter. You can't tell him you can't make an ultimatum choice between the daughter and me kind of a thing. But you can take some steps.
It's true. What's his golf score?
What's his golf score? That is a wonderful.
Like, how serious is this golf game? Is it worth your marriage or your daughter? I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't play golf, so perhaps there's something going on there that I.
Well, you could tell her.
It is a future Dateline episode.
You could tell her that the grass might be always greener, but there are other golf courses. Which golf course? Which golf course are we talking about? Is what Joe King wants to know.
So that was that one had quite a few people talking about this week.
Yeah, I could see it. It's firing up our chat right here on the show.
Yes.
So
and to Jackie's point, though, I do see where she's coming from with this woman's ridiculous for putting herself out there. But in her defense, think of like when you are in love with someone, especially when you're planning a wedding. Like, a lot of people are willing to sort of overlook things when you're in that sort of rosy headspace. And I think that's probably where she's at a little bit right now, because even in her letter, she was trying to be conciliatory, because I know she just wants to like smooth this over, but is this something that you can even smooth over? I don't know. Or is this just like a foreshadowing of things to come? I'm
going to go with the foreshadowing, but to each their own.
Right.
And whatever.
Yeah.
You got
Tiger Woods. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Is it Tiger Woods? That's the question. Because he's not playing any golf.
Yeah, he's not playing any golf for
a little while. I hope he heals up.
Yeah.
All right. So Jackie has one more comment here. When you're young, but after a certain age, I just can't. I think there has to be a line. I agree. It's just throwing the, being rude to the new stepmom or something is one thing,
right?
But taking their property and trashing it is something else entirely. So we'll see. It's an acting out. It's like what you used to see in sitcoms with 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, but that was like in the 80s. Now you don't see that stuff anymore,
right?
Anyway, so we got all right. Do you have another one?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do one more before we get to America's new favorite game show.
I can give you a synopsis on this one. So This guy has a brother who's getting married, and all the brothers are in the wedding party except him. So all the brothers were asked to be in the wedding except he was. And he believes the reason is because his brother and him had a big fight around the holidays about COVID, because he felt his brother, the one that's getting married, had been very cavalier about not wearing masks. He had been going to restaurants. He had been visiting his parents without wearing masks. And the brother, who's a physician, called him out on this. They got into a big fight. So now he's not included in the wedding party, and he's feeling like incredibly hurt. And he's the only brother. And he thought, I would be the best man, and here I'm not even being asked to stand up with my brother who's getting married. So his wife is saying, just drop it. Don't make this worse. It's already bad, but it's really eating at him. And he wanted to know, what do I do? So that was that question.
When's the wedding?
And he didn't list that. And I said, COVID has really brought out a lot of stuff with everybody. I think people it's become so polarized, and it has impacted families on many levels.
I also feel, I agree with that. I also feel like the fact that everyone has been isolated, whether they want to or not. I know people are still going out and partying. I mean, people were sending me videos of giant salsa parties indoor yesterday. So like just weird craziness. But like what I'm wondering is, everybody's been isolated and on the computer, right? And if you've ever gotten into like a text exchange with somebody, your guard's up or whatever, and you're reading it wrong, or also there's nobody that's going to punch you in the face for saying something rude. You're a troll on Twitter. You're this on that, and there's never any ramification, and you're not actually talking to somebody and realizing that you're hurting somebody's feelings or whatever like that. And I think this is an offshoot of that, right? Because I used to call it Facebook muscles or Twitter muscles, but now it's like everywhere in life. Everybody's like quick to fire off whatever. And then when they get out into the real world, it's road rage on the street.
Yeah.
So, but like, with this situation, I think this is one of those, like, you call your brother or you go see your brother, you know what I mean? And be like, can we just talk about this? You know what I mean? Because I'm cool not being in this. I just want to be clear as to why.
Well, and that's what I said. I said, I think at the end of the day, this is, I know, joking, ridiculous. And yes, there better be a vegetarian option. But no, the problem here is I don't think this is actually about the wedding. I think this is about feeling disconnected from his family now, because this is going to impact the whole dynamics. And of course he needs to talk to his brother about this. And even if they don't see eye to eye, or even if they don't think that him moving forward in the wedding party is a good thing, you don't want this to fester. The longer this lasts, I mean, some of my family is Calabrese, and they haven't spoken to each other in, like,
I was going to say, are they Italian? Because this is a weird, They
don't know what they're fighting about. They don't remember, but they're really mad still at each other. And like, you just don't want this to escalate into something that you both regret, especially you have those wedding photos forever. So do you really want to not have your whole family in those pictures?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, you gotta, I mean, the basically bottom line is it's going to eat away at you forever if you don't clear it up. I mean, if you talk about it and be like, yeah, dude, because you're wearing a mask and you're not going to be comfortable at the bachelor party, or you're not going to ride in the limo with us or something. So we don't want you wearing your mask to make everyone else feel uncomfortable and ruin the party.
Yeah.
So it's just there might be more to it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not gonna.
Well, I never know everything that's going on. It's just,
I think
little
getting face to
into people's lives.
Getting face to face, have a conversation on the front porch if you want to. But you know what I mean? Like, just talk. I mean, you're family, so I think that's the way it is. I mean, that's where I would go. So cool.
I agree.
Yeah, two very good ones, Donna. Again, future Dateline episode. All right, so I know it's a Natalie doubleheader.
It is.
I know you're going to be
so lucky.
You're going to be talking about my friend Ray later. I'm very excited about this. But right now, I think it's time for you to participate in America's new favorite game show, Dick Knows or No.
Catch it on.
I'm going to give this on to Dave Mansueto here, and he is going to put you through the paces.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna cue one up. Give me a second here. I got some good ones, just hot off the presses. Let's do some celebrities, but we'll start with a non-celebrity here.
Okay.
So here we go. This is Dick Knows or No, starting with this one right here. This is sort of a high fashion individual. Here we go. What do we think about this?
Oh.
I'm gonna go with nose.
Nose on this, and what is
covered.
this? You're going counterintuitive here. What are you thinking? What is the logic behind it?
Is it a Dick Knows or No?
I'm hoping that to start this off, we're covering our nose. That's all. It's just instinctive, Dave. My instincts could be wrong.
All right. Let's see how your instincts. Pat, what'd you say? This one's new to you too.
It's new to me. I'm gonna say it's. I'm gonna say it's covered. We got everybody say it is covered.
Oh, it's covered.
Donna is wrong. Mrs. M is wrong.
You guys,
and the viewers at home.
That is a fancy mask too. My
You're
goodness.
gonna be having to send out a lot of cold vegan hot dogs. It looks like.
So I said it was covered. So Beaver knows what that is, like a crazy mustache looking wings. What is that?
My God.
I think this is, it disappoints me when I see a lot of the masks out there on the scene. You know what I mean? It's like we're forced to do weird stuff. Might as well get freaky with it.
Might as well get really
I like it, but I just don't know because of the arc on the angel wings, which I think that is, makes it like a mustache going upward, like a what's that like a Hunger Games kind of mustache happening. But that's just me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess everybody got this one correct. I read that incorrectly. All right, let's do some celebs. You guys ready for this?
I was hoping we were going to get it wrong.
So is the nose going to be out or in? I'm passing this off. This is all Natalie.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready for this? This is a celebrity.
Okay. I'm centered.
All right. Now, see first if you can guess the celebrity.
Oh, Billie Eilish, I like her. So I'm hoping that she has her mask worn appropriately, but She is a celebrity, so I'm going to go with it being out.
So she's saying Dick knows.
I'm saying Dick knows.
Dick knows. And Patrick?
I'm going to say it is a no. It is covered.
You're saying covered. Nat saying out.
Yeah.
And in the audience, what are they saying?
I see no Dick knows. In. We got in. Let's give him a couple of seconds to catch up to the delay. All right. Let's just, from now on, let's go in or out because our title is confusing.
All right, here we go.
All right, so everybody's saying covered. Everybody's saying covered.
Right,
except for Natalie. Natalie's on an island.
I'm on an island all alone.
Let's do this. Ready?
Damn it.
Oh, wait a minute, though.
But that's sheer.
It's covered. Is that sheer?
I know, guys, because she might as well not even be wearing a mask.
Ha! Everybody's wrong.
We're all wrong. Everyone's wrong.
Yeah, that would definitely not pass the match test.
No.
If she sneezes, it's celebrity sneeze stuff, but like, you know, do you
It's
want to be
probably
near
worse.
that sneeze?
Once again, I was intuitively correct.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think everybody, you were intuitively correct, and everybody loses on this one.
We all lose.
All right, Nat, you get one more before we move on here.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This one from the politics files. Here we go. Ooh. Everybody's favorite.
It's the turtle. I mean, it looks like he's got it up, but I also think this could be a joke. So I'm going to say, well, he's a dick. So I'll say Dick knows on this one.
I'm going to say the nose is covered.
Right? That's what I mean.
But I feel like there might be like more something out of the bottom of this. So I'm gonna say I guess Dick knows, or I'm gonna say out, but the nose might be covered. So all right, so everyone's going in. All right, covered.
Everybody's in on this one.
I'm saying it's in, but
the guy that's always covering his ass, is he covering his nose? Let's find out. Boom!
Oh
my gosh, look at that neck though.
Yeah, that was just for a photo op. Sorry.
Well, he wears them, but where is his mouth and that is a crazy picture. All right, well, good on him.
If I didn't see eyeballs, I wouldn't know which end this was.
Yeah, that's insane. Anyway, okay, so he wore it in. All right, so let's move things along here. All right, Natalie, thank you for another question of Ask Natalie advice, and stick around because in about 10 minutes we're gonna have 5 minutes with Natalie Besavenga.
So excited.
All right, great. So thanks, Natalie. We'll see you soon. All right, thank you. All right, folks, that was another installment of Ask Natalie Advice. Stick around. Real quick, before we get to our next guest, I want to give a quick shout out to Farm to Table Pittsburgh. If you go to farmtotablepa.com, you can find out everything you need to know about keeping it real, keeping it fresh, and keeping it local. How to do it, where to grow it, where to buy it. Everything from CSAs to where the farmers markets are to who delivers. And don't forget, every single Wednesday, we have a Buy Fresh, Buy Local segment brought to you by Farm to Table. This last Wednesday was Doug Oster. Who knows what's going to be coming up this Wednesday from Farm to Table. In the meantime, check out that website, find out what's going on, keep it real, and keep it local. All right. And so Farm to Table is also a supporter of a festival brought to you by our decks. What's up, Pete? You're here?
Hi, I didn't know I was in the show. I was doing something else.
I know. You just got here.
He's in a veggie fog.
He's in a veggie fog from all those veggie dogs. All right. So, Dave, well, we got Pete here. We got the whole team here. We are locked and loaded. I think it's time to bring out the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Dave BRACEY. Each week, Dave BRACEY goes to local breweries and tries some local beer, even though he's in a dry month. Let's see what's going on right now with Dave BRACEY.
Cheers.
What's up? Cheers. What I've got to ask, what is that? Chocolate milk? What are you having right now? What is that?
Listen, man. I didn't know, man. Look, I live in Beaver, which is a bit north of the city, and it's one of the oldest, whitest towns I've ever seen in my life. But one of the perks, apparently, I've been living here for all these years, and I didn't know that they have like I saw this milk in like glass bottles at the grocery store, and I was like, oh yeah, let me pick them up. I felt fancy, and I was like, maybe they're recyclable or something like that, and it was like the best like just regular milk that I had had. It was thick and creamy and delicious. So I took it back and I doubled up and I got some chocolate milk. Brunton's Farm chocolate milk. This shit tastes like melted ice cream, man. Like it is.
It's good. When you get the real stuff.
Oh, it is thick. Like the bubbles don't leave. Like I'm gonna keep drinking this, and the bubbles just stay there. It is the thickest, creamiest, milkiest. Like it's wild, man. I don't even.
Okay, so on Wednesdays there's a milk you can get delivered, man. I got it from the marketplace at Emerald Valley. Okay, it is called like what, Dave? I don't know if you remember this, Dave, Pete. It's called like Skin Top or something Top. It's pasteurized milk, but it doesn't go through that second thing, so it's like extra thick. But you have to shake it before you drink it because it's got all the natural ingredients in it. And they have a chocolate milk as well. And it blew my mind. Like it came straight from the farm. I wasn't ready for it. I took a sip and I was like, is that what it was supposed to taste like? Because it didn't even taste like that when I was a kid.
I know, like this definitely came like straight from a chocolate tip. Like this is like straight nipple to mouth type.
We got
shit right
cream, unpasteurized. That's the best. Cream at the top. Unpasteurized milk is the most superior milk. Marissa, somebody just chimed in here and told us it is so good.
Speaking of farm to table, Aaron Hart did introduce me to raw milk, the unpasteurized, and that is the goat milk. I mean, it has something in it. It's like a flavor profile that's in there.
Yeah, it is right there. This is the stuff that I had here. This stuff's killer, and they deliver it in your package.
This one pasteurized but non-homogenized.
That's the pasteurized but not homogenized. So you can get this one a little more easily and readily. You don't have to go to the farm. It'll keep a little bit longer than the unpasteurized stuff. But yeah, man, the raw milk, the real stuff. Oh boy. But yeah,
so how much of the shit have you been drinking this week, Dave? Because you posted about it the other day. You in like your third gallon?
Yeah, man. So I'm just finishing off the half gallon. But I mean, well, I have a whole other half gallon of white. So basically a gallon. I drink a gallon of this very thick milk in about 48 hours.
Are you pretending that it's like a milk stout in your dry month? Is that why you've gone down this road?
Yeah, but I feel like a kid again, man. Like, so again, I've been getting high out of this world and enjoying this chocolate milk. Like I feel like this is what adulthood, like when I was a kid, this is what I thought adulthood would be. Just like a bunch of drugs and chocolate, like, right? You know what I mean? I can do what I want.
Weed and chocolate milk, just like in a video game.
Yeah, for breakfast. Like, it's like, I get nuggets and milk. Like, so.
You put that on your cereal. See what happens. The chocolate milk on your Cocoa Puffs. It's just like a super chocolate explosion. I love chocolate puffs.
So,
but anyway.
But I do, a friend of mine, he does sports photography out and all over the place, for the Trib, and he brought back some rubber sole from out of the middle of the state. What is this? It's out by Hershey. What's the town called? Something with an H that doesn't have a
Hershey
H at the end of it. What is
Harrisburg?
Hummelstown, PA.
Hummelstown. That's a town. But yeah, it's out in the middle of the state. They just opened up apparently, and they're actually making some pretty good stuff. I had this last week before, it was it March 31st, and this is actually a really good. So this is a strawberry banana fruited sour. It has strawberry and banana fruit puree dumped into the kettle sour. So it doesn't have any lactose, so it's not going to be creamy or anything like that. If you're lactose intolerant, you're going to be able to enjoy this. And it's not heavy on the banana and the strawberry. Sometimes these sours can be extremely thick, more of a smoothie type of a sour. But this is pretty well balanced. It comes in at 6.5. So you can have a couple of them. And it's a real nice, easy drinking spring or summertime beer. Like I said, sometimes, especially when I saw the banana in there, I was like, I don't know, right? I mean, like when you put banana in shit, you got to mean it. And it's got to be real banana, like not that weird ass banana flavoring, like Laffy Taffy shit. It's just nobody wants banana Laffy Taffies, right? But this is real banana and strawberry, and the flavor does come through on it. And I'm excited, because it's hard. Fruited sours are a little harder, and it's easy to get sloppy with them, and they just go overboard. And they have a very nice balance with that. So shout out to them. I don't know if you can get it anywhere close, but if you happen to be driving along the turnpike, why not? The most expensive toll road in the world. Why not stop and pick up a 6-pack or a 4-pack? And then the other one that I had was this Soul Searching #1 Blood Orange. So this is a series, and it comes in at 6.3. So again, very drinkable. It has a little bit of that. It's more on the West Coast, so it's more reminiscent of a juicy West Coast. Not. I guess technically it's a hazy because it's not completely filtered and see through. But it doesn't fall on that super soft and just overly juicy East Coast IPA. It still has a little bit of a hot backbone to it, a little bit of bitterness that's in there, and then some orange thrown in. So reminiscent of like Stone Brewing. If they were to drop an IPA stuffed with some orange, you would find this. So I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but I like the fact that the industry is going back to West Coast IPAs, playing around with those hops, that bitterness, and taking the kid gloves off. Not to knock hazy IPAs. I drink a lot of hazy IPAs. It's a great beer, for folks if you want to introduce them to the India, pale ale, because it's a little softer and more inviting. But I got into beer drinking crazy, out of this world, like 1,000 IBU hoppy IPAs. And while that might be a little bit too much, there is a balance in the West Coast. So I think that this beer hits that pretty well. And I'm looking forward to more coming out of this brewery. So shout out to those guys.
All right.
Hummel style.
All right. Any other beer?
No, that's
Okay.
that's about it. I mean, got some beer and some milk over here.
That's fantastic. But a question for you: is there any other new info on Barrel and Flow Festival that we did not find out about in the last week? Did anything else pop off? Or do you anything else you want to shout out about?
Not a whole lot going on, but I just got off the phone with a band called Run the Jewels. So maybe there'll be some more news in the future. I don't know.
Wait a second. So a band called Run the Jewels. I mean, are they local? Are they local? They're local to America. The world, man.
It's a global village.
It's a global village. Oh, okay. All right. So that's a little morsel. Everybody, go to this website, check it out, get your early bird tickets while you can. Is there still a 15% discount for a couple more days?
15% if you get it. By the end of the month. We might extend that till June, given it's a pandemic. But 15%. With early bird if you're looking for it, and then we will be dropping a bit more of the merch next week. So stay tuned for that.
All right, Dave. Well, I mean, while we got you here with a couple of minutes, you want to go for another round of our new game show, Dick Knows or No?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I just want to say, Dave, I don't know if you can bring me on the screen for a second, but I supported black people. So I got mine. But I love it. This is what prints out. This is awesome.
It's how we feel. I mean, you should feel good about yourself after making that purchase, sir. So you didn't have
I like
to,
that.
but I appreciate.
You can get one just like Pete.
Yeah.
Everybody should get their badge of honor.
That's how it is. Feel good about yourself. All right. Hit me up here, Dave Mansueto. We go for a round of Dick Knows or No. Oh,
All right, we got another celeb. Ariana
So,
Grande. Dick knows or no?
Ariana Grande. You know what? I'm gonna say that her fan base is one in which would force her, would peer pressure her into the full nose. So I'm gonna go full nose.
Dick nose?
No.
Covered or
No dick nose on this.
No,
Nah,
oh,
yeah,
she's
full
covered.
covered.
It's covered.
I think she's full
coverage.
covered on that one.
I'm going dick nose on this one. I haven't seen this one.
I'm going full coverage because it looks like she's inside and she posed for this picture. Like, so it's almost like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like advertising a mask that she's selling. All right. So I'm going to say full coverage.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Boom.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Coordinated.
That's on the website. That's on the website.
Yeah, that's not a paparazzi photo wandering through the streets. That was studio. All right,
you want one more real quick? Here we go.
Let's get one more.
One more. Okay, here we go. This one, and then we'll save one for the end of the show. But let's take a look here. Here we go. We got another celeb.
What?
Another celebrity.
I'm gonna say fully covered.
You guys know this guy? He's got, you know his catchphrase? He goes, "Come here," like that.
Get
over here.
I'm gonna have to go with full coverage.
I'm gonna go dick nose again.
Okay,
this is a good finisher right here.
This is a good capper for this.
All right, Pete said dick.
No.
Or you say no?
I'm saying coverage. Pete said dick nose is out. It's a dick nose.
Pete said dick. Patrick said no. Day said no. Here we go. You ready? Get over here. It's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. There you go.
I was looking online today, and they did a friggin' like a 25-question interview with the guy who just yells Mortal Kombat.
Come here.
Like, just the guy who yells that got interviewed for this. I think they're just like, he's the biggest celebrity who's in this movie.
Look, these guys show up. You know what I mean? They work. You know what I mean? They got their eyes on the prize. They don't screw around.
He doesn't really have eyes, but yes, he's ahead of the game.
He's got 3 eyes.
He's got 3 eyes.
4 eyes if you count the scorpion that comes out of his hand. There, that's why there's an orifice on his hand. That's not a stigma.
I was just watching. So there was like this cartoon, I guess, that was on, one of the streaming services or whatever. It was like starring Scorpion. So then I went back and like watched like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and it's just wild to me how like, when I first saw Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat, I was like, man, this shit is so terrible. But after watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation, it makes the real Mortal Kombat movie look like a goddamn Martin Scorsese flick. Like the second Mortal Kombat is so terrible. Like it's comically terrible. Like I don't.
It's a big disappointment. I thought the first one was pretty dang good.
They should just call it cash grab. But anyway, like that's what they should have called that. The search for more money. Anyway, Day, thank you so much. If you want to stick around to the end of 5 minutes with, we'll do a couple more rounds of this, and that'll be it. But otherwise, we will see you on Friday. Don't turn lactose intolerant on me. All right, tune in every Friday night. Find out what's going on with local brews with Dave BRACEY. Now, without further ado, we already tipped you off who it's going to be, but let's find out what Natalie Bensavenga found out in 5 minutes with.
Hey, everybody. I'm Natalie Bensavenga, and welcome to 5 Minutes with. This week, I am so excited to share space with Ray Prunty. He is running for Braddock Council, 2nd Ward. He's actually, I think, one of the youngest people running for council at only 20 years old. Although you're looking very dapper and sophisticated today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for joining me. So for people that may not know you, why don't you just share a little bit about your journey?
Definitely. So as you highlighted, I'm 20 years old. I am a decade-long resident of Braddock, Pennsylvania. And since the age of 12, I've been very active in my community. I've applied myself and was able to get myself through private high school. I attended Winchester Thurston, where I will go and begin my early stages of politics, nonprofit organization starting. And shortly after, I would go on to George Washington University and studied communications and policy making for a little bit. And I'm back in my hometown of Braddock. And, this time I'm back with more knowledge and more motivation than ever to make a change, which is why I have decided to run for council.
That's so exciting. And your elevator pitch was just right. I can tell you're learning the ropes of this politics stuff already.
Yeah.
Awesome. So speaking of running for politics, why were you inspired to run for council in Braddock? Definitely.
So for me, and I know a lot of people around the world, politics always has a negative narrative. And I always tell people, if you want to be someone who complains about an issue, you should also bring double the answers or double the solutions for those issues. So for me, someone who had mentored and motivated me, or two people, were the Fettermans, John and Giselle Fetterman. And I always looked at them before we became as close as we are. And I'm like, if they could be like the ideal politicians, then what stops that from being, what stops me from being able to do that? So for me, just watching John be productive in the community and just watching people express their concerns and working one-on-one with people. Like, since I was 12, I've been volunteering. I see the struggles in the community and I see the politicians in the community, and it just makes me wonder, why isn't there change? So I am hopefully going to be that solution. And, we hear that so much of politicians, but I'm dedicated to this. So that's why I'm deciding to run for council.
And can you tell everybody a little bit about what is it that a council member does?
Yes, so contrary to popular belief, the mayor of a city or municipality actually has the least power. And especially in Braddock, Pennsylvania, wherever we have a home rule act, and the home rule sort of strips more power of the mayor and assigns it to members of council, such as the borough manager. Now, members of council act sort of as a legislative branch in the sense of policy making and goals for the community. And ideally, and I emphasize ideally, the council is supposed to represent the community as a whole, which is something that hasn't been happening a lot. And that's what really brings me into wanting to bring transparency and better communications to represent this city. Look at our youngest council member is 42. You could have two of me on council and I would still be the youngest member. So, that's just a little insight of what a council member does.
No, that's really helpful. So when you were talking about your goals and some of the things that you're seeing in your community, what are some of the tangible issues that you want to tackle that you could actually create action steps for to complete while you're working in council?
Definitely. So one thing about me, just watching as a lot of politicians in the past have sort of given their platforms and their speeches, we always kind of get, an ear beating of the same issues. And, while I believe advocacy is very important, there gets a point where it's like, there's more to politics than these three issues. So for me, what I believe is for Braddock to ever really get back on, the right track, we need to start with the little issues. Things as small as public safety, emphasizing, don't park in a crosswalk. Pedestrians have the right of way in a crosswalk. These are things that make a community home. And I think that's a feeling that Braddock residents have been missing for so long. In addition to that, our parents, every morning I start my day around 6 a.m. I go on a jog. While I'm on my jog, I pick up garbage along the avenue. And, I drop it in a garbage can. And I really take pride in that. And I believe when people see members of the community doing that, it inspires them to do other things as well. And, for me, communications and transparency in Braddock, that's something we've been missing for years. I've been speaking with a lot of residents who have been getting overcharged for water bills. And, I just found out myself that it actually wasn't the borough's fault. It was just the lack of communication that was happening, that they couldn't communicate. They made a mistake. It was a simple mistake that they got meters that track water that went from cubic feet to gallons. So our water company was converting gallons to gallons and overcharging residents. So it's little things like that, and as a communications major, I believe I can communicate this well through social media and in person.
I think those are all really excellent talking points and things that can actually really benefit the people that are living there. So what is one thing about the residents of Braddock, about your hometown of Braddock, that you think people might be surprised about?
Definitely. So one thing for sure is just like the friendly environment. And I know that's like such a cliche answer within a community, but we have to realize Braddock is a community that has been bragged on for years and continues to be. And, after we've lost such a strong figure as John, in our mayoral seat, that kind of even put us back farther in the political world and realm. And so I definitely want to just restore the idea of what politics is like in this community. But from the Free Store to For Good Pittsburgh to Superior Motors to Hockey Brothers, Family Dollar, like, we are a small community, but yet we're so big in the sense of business, in the sense of just love and care and passion within the town and its residents.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I love Braddock and I love the people of Braddock, and it's one of my favorite spots in the city. So it warms my heart that you're working to make it a better place for all. So before we wrap this 5 minutes up, Ray, can you just share why it's important for people to get out and vote, in particular young people being 20 years old? Why is it important to become politically active at this point in your life?
Definitely. I always stress as I touched upon earlier, if you really want to see change, I encourage you to be a part of that change. One of my favorite quotes is, it actually says, "Don't be fooled by the calendar. There are only as many days in a year as you make use of. One person gets only a week's value out of a year, while some people get a full year's value out of a week." And that's from Charles Richards. And, I say that to encourage people, what you can get done in one day, you'd be surprised. We need people out here. We need young voices advocating for change. There's going to get a point where it's us, we're going to be the elders, in a few years, not a few, but a few decades. So right, a few decades, right? So I definitely think that's really important, just like to stress that we have a voice and never to let anyone minimize your voice. Never. That is the worst thing. The only person that can stop you is you. And I always express that to everyone.
Well, Ray, thank you so much for sharing your platform, for taking time to educate the audience on what it is to be a council member. I wish you luck in the race, and thank you for spending a little bit more than 5 minutes with me.
Definitely. Thank you for having me, Natalie.
Thank you. Kids are all right, Patrick.
Damn.
Oh man, Ray is.
He
I'm
had
just
a quote ready. I mean, it warmed my heart. I was like, he even had a quote ready. He was on point. We're so proud of him.
He is on point. He is prepared. Sorry, Pepper just came through and said hi. You are a princess, honey. You look fantastic. Yeah, Ray. Yeah, man. I've known Ray for a while. Everything he's saying is real, man. So I'm just so proud of him, and I wish I was living in Braddock so I could vote for him. I mean, seriously. So
I know, and I was telling him too when I put out the call to action for people to, send in who do you want me to interview for this series. I'm focusing on our politicians. A lot of people reached out and said, "You've got to interview Ray." And I thought, that's amazing. That's all you need. I told him, I was like, that's all you need to know. People are behind you.
That's awesome. All right, great. Well, thank you. Great selection for this one. But now we have the final, one of the final installments of Dick Knows or No before we go off into our weekend here. Yes, Ray is an inspiration, Mrs. M. All right, so guys, what are you seeing here? This is an HD photo, apparently.
Ooh.
I know
Alberto,
this one, so
yes. Viva Ray.
I mean, I see the top of the mask, but I feel like this could be a trick. So I'm just going to go with Dick Knows. I'm going to say it's out. I don't know. I feel like there's a trick here, but I could be wrong. You guys could just be, trying to.
I say it's out.
Okay.
I say it is not covered.
2 days.
Same.
All right. Anybody at home? All right. We got an in.
Okay. Ellen's in, which
all right.
is fair.
So Ellen's in. All right. So give him 2 more seconds. All right. Fire it up. What is it?
Oh, all right.
Oh, wait a minute. No, dude. No.
See? You guys had some tricky ones. And
that was Pete's dirty work.
I was on to you.
I mean, that one's actually pretty good, right? I
You're one with
technically his nose is covered.
And then
that's out. That's out.
That's all trickery.
That's out. You can't just be covered on the nose. It's just all right. Okay. I got it. That's fine. All right. Well, all right. So we've come to the end of another week, week 56, episode 51. Again, happy birthday to my dad. do yourself a favor, listen to some DMX, and think about where you were at with him.
Birthday, Patrick's dad.
So
we're not all going to sing together.
No, we're not singing
You're on your own
Happy
for that one.
birthday. John Gresh did it great.
John Gresh pulled it off, but I don't think so. But
Happy birthday.
happy birthday,
Yeah,
everybody!
happy
Happy birthday to my dad, everybody! All right, see everybody Wednesday, 8:00. We'll be back with another great week of shows, letting people know what's going on. Thank you for everything you're doing. Take care of each other. Keep wearing your masks the whole way.
More frog orgies.
And we'll talk to you later. Thank you all very much.
Bye, guys.
See you on Monday. On Wednesday.